Terror comes to the alternative nation. With me in the studio, Jim Thirlwell, a.k.a. Foetus, scraping Foetus off the wheel. You've got Foetus on your breath. Clint Ruin, Wise Blood. What do I call you, Mr. Foetus?
Sterile
Jim?
Maximus. You can call me JG.
JG?
You can call me Sir.
So, Sir,
Sir.
What are you doing in Europe? It's not often you come.
Well, I haven't been here for 7.5 months. I mean, years. Touring Europe with the Morning Glories. Totally great New York band. Basically perverting pristine minds and taking them home with me in my back pocket. And we'll be back here in the summer for festivals, and then Japan, Australia, promoting my fabulous new record, Gash. And seeking out as much pussy as possible.
Charming. So you're basically here to steal our souls in Europe?
Yeah.
Right. So why is it taking you so long to tour here, though?
Well, in the interim, I put out like 2 double live albums, a double compilation, 2 records under the name Sterile Maximus, toured the States 3 times, did about 35 remixes, produced like 4 albums. Spent about 2 years writing the new album. Formed a corporation which is releasing a bunch of records. First one by 101 Crustaceans, then 10 inches. And basically being a misanthrope about town.
Just kind of sitting on your ass, basically, kicking back, not really doing anything.
Yeah.
Nice. So the first video you've chosen for us this evening is Gudrun Gut.
Yeah.
And Blixa Bargeld.
Yeah.
What do you know about this?
Gudrun is a really good friend of mine. She has this kind of blanket organization called the Ocean Club, which is also like a nightclub in Berlin called at Tresor. And she fields things off onto different artists. She's also put out an EP with Anita Lane, and she's got an album coming out soon. She used to be in Malaria. Very talented woman. Moabit Records, that's her label. And absolutely fantastic.
We have an expert with us in the studio.
Get down and pray. So that was Cop Shoot Cop.
Go on, do the voice, do the voice.
That was Cop Shoot Cop doing room 429. And if you're gonna get down and pray. This week on MTV Extreme, Gabby Reese gets down and dirty with the Canadian Hockey League.
This twisted individual is the voice of MTV Sports as well. Can you believe that? Are you a very rich man, Jim? You've got all these projects going on. You said you just formed a corporation. Are you coining it in at the moment?
I'm spiritually rich. Financially, I'm totally broke. But I do what I can to change the pathetic world in my pathetic way. Well,
you're doing a pretty good job. So tell us about this tour. What can we expect from you live at the moment?
Lock up your daughters.
Right.
It is a full throttle assault consisting of William Tucker, Rob Sutton, Jim Kimball, Brian Emmerich, and Kurt Wolf, and moi, and the Morning Glories. Totally great 3-piece band from New York City, transplanted from San Diego, and they sort of sound like Nirvana meets Neil Young meets the Beatles meets King Crimson. I highly recommend their album, Fully Loaded. And we're basically raping Europe right now. And it's great.
So what else is happening in New York? You're, from the sounds of it, pretty well connected there.
Yeah.
Musically,
well,
what's going on?
I'm putting out a series of 10 inches, clear vinyl 10 inches, by up-and-coming bands, Halcyon, Ultra B-Day, The Chrome Cranks, Rabbit in the Straw, Morning Glories, Bliss Blood from the Pantines. The first 9 are going to be available separately, and then the 10th one will only be available in a Perspex box, which is going to be Foetus, and you're going to have to pay about £150 for that. Putting out an album by 101 Crustaceans, and the soundtrack of J.G. Ballard's Atrocity Exhibition, the movie, which is myself, Caspar Brodsman, Maine, James Pluck, and various other people. And CD-ROM, putting out my first book, and writing my new album, which is called Bust. And we're coming back to Europe in the summer, and doing festivals in Japan, Australia, and basically being bad as possible.
But very industrious at the same time. That's a lot of stuff you got. These 10 inches.
I'm a lazy ass man.
I don't believe that.
I do.
These 10 inches, are they going to be available in Europe, or are we going to have to get them on
They're going to be everywhere, man.
Yeah?
They're going to be everywhere. Yeah.
Fine. So, next video you got for us is Ruby. Why did you choose that?
Basically, I think it's a really great record, and it's Leslie from Silverfish. It's her solo project, and she's a great girl and very talented.
You didn't produce it, this one?
I didn't, but I'm there spiritually.
Right, nice.
So Ruby rocks.
Here's Ruby.
Hail Satan.
So Jim, Blues Explosion, #1 in your living room. 2.
What do you mean? I have
well,
no
the
idea
#1 in.
Oh, I love the Blues
cities.
Explosion. The Blues Explosion. Yeah, I was at John and Christina's wedding. Very happening experience. I'm gonna say Christina is one of the goddesses of this planet. And the Blues Explosion are right up there with being one of the best bands on the planet. Also, Russell Simmons, the drummer, has a great band called Butter right now.
Really? What do they sound like?
They're like, well, have you heard Chibo Mato?
No.
That band? They're a Japanese duo who are sort of hip-hop, and all their songs are about food. Well, some of Chibo Mato are also in Butter, and I don't know, they're just totally outrageous. They're totally
So it's a
incredible.
kind of Japanese blues explosion.
This is like
food.
an underground New York thing going on.
Well, that's why we got you in to tell us about some of the New York
But the Blues Explosion totally rocked my planet, and they should rock yours too.
So next one we're going to see is Unsane.
Yeah, the Unsane Body Bomb. This video was shot in my loft, and it stars Nats from Cop Shit Cop being the protagonist. Also, it was directed by Richard Kern, who is one of the pioneers of the cinema of transgression. And
You've actually been in a couple of Richard's movies yourself, haven't you?
Yeah, kind of X-rated, and I've also done
More than X-rated, I'd say, like quadruple X-rated, even.
Yeah, well, it's basically naughty boys doing naughty things, and
you get to see a lot of Foetus.
Yeah,
a lot of Jim in those movies. Don't you?
Yeah. I've got a 12-inch, but I don't use it as a rule. Anyway, it was directed by Richard, and it was shot by this guy, Stephen Brown, who tragically is now died of AIDS last year, and so this video is dedicated to him. The Unsane.
So,
grab your ankles, put on your seatbelt, kiss your sorry ass goodbye.
Thanks for coming in, Jim.
My pleasure. Foetus for president.